Page 2 of the notes says writing an equation in slope-intercept form. So I know that slope-intercept form will look like y equals mx plus b, where m stands for the slope and b stands for the y-intercept. Okay, it says Greta makes clay mugs and bowls as gifts at the Crafty Studio. She pays a membership fee of $15 a month and an equipment fee of $3 an hour to use the potter's wheel, table, and kiln. Write an equation in the form y equals mx plus b that Greta can use to calculate her monthly cost. Alright, so a few things that are important to notice is that it's talking about a monthly cost. So I know she's going to pay a fee. She's going to have to pay that one time within the month. So that adds to the cost. And then she also has her equipment fee that she's paying $3 an hour. So A says, what is the input variable X in this situation? So I have to figure out, what does X stand for? We're talking about hours and the cost. So if I had to pick X to stand for something, remember X is the independent variable, I'm going to use the number of hours. What is the output variable, or the Y for this situation? So Y, if you remember on that first page where the bubbles were, we said that Y was the dependent variable. So for this scenario, the cost will depend on how many hours she's using the equipment. So for the Y, I'm going to put cost per month. On B, it says, during April, Greta does not use the equipment at all. What will be her number of hours, X, for April? Well, she's not using the equipment. Remember, the equipment was $3 an hour. Then the number of hours is 0. What will be her cost for April? So if she's not having to pay $3 an hour to use the equipment, I'm going to ignore that and look for anything else that she had to pay for that month. She had that fee of $15. What will be the y-intercept, or the b, in this equation? So I have the x and y value of a 0, 15. So that's telling me that the y-intercept is 15. So I knew if I was writing it in slope-intercept form, remember that y equals mx plus b. This number will be the y-intercept because it's paired up with the x value of 0. Greta spends 8 hours in May for a cost of $15 plus 8 times 3. So they have taken this x value, remember x stands for hours, and they have substituted that into this expression for me, because we know we're going to pay $15 for the month. So here's my monthly fee. And then it was $3 an hour. So I'm pairing up that rate, $3 an hour, with the number of hours. So if I had to work this, that's going to be 24 plus 15, it's $39 if she had to use the equipment for 8 hours. In June, she spends 11 hours for the cost of, okay, so now I'm going to have to use this x value and this expression, or I'm going to substitute 11 where they had the 8. So she's paying that $15 fee plus 11 hours times $3 an hour. This would give me 33 plus 15 equals $48. Remember, whenever I'm finding the total cost, it's like I'm finding a y value. from May to June, the change in the x values is, so here were my x values because x stands for hours. It went from 8 to 11. So the change in the x values was 3. It increased by 3 from 8 to 11. From May to June, the change in the y values is, I'm going to write change in y. Okay, so that part was the cost. The total cost for that month went from $39 for May to in June, we found that it was going to be $48. So from a 39 to a 48, it changed by $9. What will be the slope, m, in the equation? To find the slope, I do change in y over change in x. We had found the change in y to be 9, so I'm going to put that on top. The change in x was 3, goes on bottom. Anytime that you can reduce the slope, you definitely will. So 9 over 3 will reduce to 3. Remember that the top stood for dollars, so this is $3. The bottom stood for hours, so it's $3 per hour, which it told us at the beginning. Use the values for m and b to write an equation for greatest cost, and the costs are in the form of y equals mx plus b. I know I'm going to have my y, my equals, and my x. The m stands for slope. We found the change in y over change in x, 9 over 3 to be 3. And then the y-intercept was the value that we got for the x value of 0. We got 15. So I'm going to put a plus 15 at the back. So the equation for this scenario is y equals 3x plus 15.